Alright, so on this, I'm going to give you some of the more challenging problems that we're going to do together, so that way you have seen just about as challenging as it's going to get for right now on these, and we'll do it and walk through together. So first value, here we have negative y squared minus 3xy. X is negative 5/6, y is negative 12. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, and everywhere that I see a variable, I am going to replace it with parentheses. Once I've done that, I can change out the values. So y is negative 12. So here I have a y, I'm going to put in that negative 12. X is negative 5/6, so here is at negative 5/6. And then y again is negative 12. Okay? Alright, so here we go. We start with our order of operations again. So no grouping, but we do have exponent. So here we take care of this exponent. This is again where those parentheses come so important. The negative 12 is being squared, which will give me a positive 144. Okay, negative 12 times negative 12 is a positive 144. This negative is part of the expression. It was outside of those parentheses because I put the parentheses around where the y was. Okay, so it was a negative y. So I wrote negative parentheses and then replaced the parentheses, or substituted that negative 12 into the parentheses. So this negative did not disappear when I took care of what's inside these parentheses, that exponent. It needs to be brought down. Okay? That's the one place where this can get really tricky if you're not careful, is those parentheses, and that's why they're so important. So negative 144, okay? And then over here, again, we got to be really careful. We have a negative 3 times a negative 5/6 times a negative 12, okay? So I'm going to put that in my calculator, all right? I'm going to do negative 3, and I'm going to do it all in parentheses, negative 3 times negative 5/6 times negative 12. That way everything's in there exactly as it is. So you see negative 3, negative 5/6, negative 12, negative 3, negative 5/6, negative 12. Press enter, and I get negative 30. So it comes down to negative 30. Now I have this subtraction, and I can finish it. Negative 144 minus 30 is going to be negative 174. Okay? All right. Next one, and again, these are the most difficult ones that you're going to see anytime soon. I just wanted you to see them and get them out of your system so you don't freak out or get worried about it, okay? So I just want to make sure that you've seen these, and we will go to the next one. All right, a squared plus b squared divided by a minus b. So one of the things that I mentioned in grouping, and it's in your notes, is that what's above a fraction bar and what's below it is considered a group. So those are parentheses that are invisible, basically. We know that we need to take care of anything on the top fully and anything on the bottom before we do the division. It's understood. So this is kind of an invisible parentheses around these. Okay, so knowing that, we're going to go ahead and jump in here. So I'm going to replace each of my letters with parentheses. So a, okay, squared plus b squared divided by a minus b. Okay, so I took that a squared, replaced it, replaced the b, replaced the a, replaced the b with parentheses. Now I substitute. Okay, where these were a, I'm going to put in negative 3. Okay, this was a b, so I'm going to put in negative 5. This is a negative 3, and this is a negative 5. Okay, now I take care of grouping. So I need to take care of this first, and then I need to take care of this. Okay, so if I group this, I take care of the exponents and then the addition. So negative 3 times negative 3 is 9, plus negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. Okay, that's the group. And then down here at the bottom, negative 3 minus a negative 5 is going to be a positive 2. Okay, and then I need to take care of this group still. So 9 plus 25 is going to be 34 divided by 2. All Alright, let me just double check my math and make sure I didn't mess anything up because I do it in a hurry and sometimes I make mistakes. -3 minus -5 is a +2, and then 34 divided by the 2 is still going to be 17. Okay, so just take it step by step. Alright, I did the -3 squared first and brought it down. I did -5 squared first and brought it down. Okay, then we add those together, and then down here I was able to group that as well. -3 minus -5 and bring it down. Alright, last problem we're going to do, and then I will be done talking about this for the day. Alright, you have -a squared minus 2bc minus the absolute value of c. Okay, I wanted to make sure we had a chance to talk about absolute value as well. So first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and replace each of these variables with parentheses. So the negative, again, is part of the expression, not part of the variable. So the negative goes here. The variable gets replaced with parentheses, squared, minus 2, and then there's parentheses, parentheses, minus, and then inside the absolute value is another set of parentheses. Alright, so now we can start substituting. So for this a, I'm going to substitute -2. Then I have a b, so I'm going to substitute 3. Then I have a c, so I'm going to substitute -3. And then finally I have another c, so I'm going to put another -3. Okay, so absolute value is also considered grouping. So because of that, we need to take care of this first. Okay, so the absolute value of something means the distance that it is from 0. -7 is still 7 places away from 0, even though it's going in the negative direction. So absolute value is always going to be positive because no matter which direction I'm going, I'm still the same distance from 0. So in this case, -3 is still 3 places from 0. So I can replace this -3 with a +3. Everything else stays the same. Okay. And, sorry, we can go from there. Let me go ahead and fix that real fast. I made an error. This is why we write in pencil, not in pen, but the pencil doesn't show up on the video. So, alright, so it's a negative here. Alright, so now the next step is going to be exponents. We did grouping, so exponents. Let's take care of -2 squared. Alright, -2 times -2 is a 4. Remember that this negative was not taken care of, so it needs to come down. Okay, this negative was taken care of, but not this one. So -4 minus 2 times 3 times -3 minus 3. Okay, then we do multiplication from left to right. So -2 times 3 is -6. -6 times -3 is +18. And then bring the rest of it down, that -4 and that -3. And then we add -4 and 18 is 14, and subtract 3, and we're left with 11. And again, let me just double check my math real fast to make sure that there wasn't anything that I messed up on that. And everything looks good. So final answer on that is 11. Okay, so just be careful on these. Just make sure that you substitute and then you use that order of operations. That's the most important thing. Use those parentheses and make sure that you use the order of operations. All right, I think that's it. And let me know if you have any questions, guys.